Welcome to day one of online learning. Today in math, we're going to be working on solving math story problems using all operations. When we work with all operations, there's two questions we always ask ourselves to determine which operation we need to solve. The first question is, do I know my total or am I looking for my total? When we know our total, what two operations can we use? If you said subtraction or division, you are correct. When we know our total, we're either going to be giving some away or sharing them amongst other people. When we're looking for our total, what two operations might we use? If you said addition or multiplication, you are correct. When we're looking for our total, we're either adding parts together or multiplying equal groups to see how many total pieces we have. Our second question is, am I working with parts or equal groups? When we're working with parts, what two operations might we be using? If you said addition and subtraction, you are correct. Addition and subtraction use different parts. The numbers aren't into groups. We have different sets of numbers that we work or separate parts with together. What about if we have equal groups? What two operations might we be using? If you said multiplication or division, you are correct. Multiplication and division are equal group operations. So we're going to go to the bottom section, and this is a table you are probably very familiar with because in our classroom we draw out this table all the time when talking about all operations. This table gives us two descriptors, and these descriptors will each help us determine which operation we're using. So when we're looking for a total, and we also have parts, so I'll come back up here, looking for a total and parts, I notice that my same operation that's included on both for looking for total and parts is addition. So if you have a story problem where you're looking for total and you have parts, you're using addition. Next, if I know my total and I'm using parts, my operation is going to be subtraction. Because when I look up at I know my total, when I know my total, I'm using subtraction division, and when I have parts, it's addition or subtraction. The same operation amongst both of those is subtraction. So when we know how many we have and we're separating them into different parts, we will subtract. Coming down to the bottom row, when I'm looking for my total, which is addition or multiplication, and I have equal groups, which is multiplication or division, my common operation between the two is multiplication. So when I'm looking for the total amount and I'm working with equal groups, I'm going to multiply. And last but not least, and I bet by now you can guess what the last one's going to be without even reading it, just seeing which one we're missing. When we know our total, so we have our total, we're starting with our total, and we're working with equal groups, we're dividing the total amount we have amongst groups equally. So this sheet is going to be posted in Google Classroom, so you can download it as reference. However, if you've been in our classroom, you probably have this table memorized and you could draw it really quickly if you need to reference it. For some of you, this is probably stuck in your brain. You just need to pull it out of your filing cabinet, pull it back up to the front, and I bet you have this visual in your brain because we draw this out so often.